This is my BMW E39 and guess what? It won't start. Although we swapped another engine in and it worked just fine. So therefore we are going to fix this issue in this video for once and for all. A little spoiler, fire is going to be the answer. Oh, and we're fixing a few rust spots and make the car beautiful again. And now we're trying to read all of the fault codes of the car. I really hope there is something in here, otherwise I don't know what to do. Okay, we have something. 2 times Venus. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to unplug both of the Venus solenoids and then I'm going to try and start the car. If the car starts, then we have our issue. But if the car won't start, well, let's try that. We now have both of the Venus solenoids unplugged. I don't think we have the issue here. I think we have another problem with the injectors. I've tried to activate the injectors with IMPA, but nothing. Later you'll find out why I made a mistake here. Well, the spark plugs smell like fuel and they don't really look that good either. But just to be sure, I tried to start the car with starter fluid. It seems like there's an issue with the spark and not the fuel. Later it turned out that I couldn't hear the injectors because I didn't remove the cover while testing. Oops, my bad. Well, here we have our issue. The spark plugs aren't fulfilling their duty. So let's extract them and clean them. Let's remove the fuel from the sparks. Fire should clean them pretty well, right? I really took care that they wouldn't get too hot. And now we're trying to start the car. It runs. I've just started it. But I forgot to hit record, so this is actually the second start. Silly me, I'm sorry. But there is something I am really concerned about. The engine smokes white the whole time. So I really hope it doesn't burn some coolant. Oh, and I stumbled upon the coolant leak. This hose is broken, but we will address it later. Well, but why didn't the engine want to start? The fuel wants to adhere to the cylinder walls when they are cold. Therefore the ECU injects more fuel to compensate, and because the car leaks coolant, I couldn't let it run long enough to get fully warm. So there was simply too much unburned fuel on the spark plugs and they couldn't ignite the fuel mixture. Now that the engine runs, we are focusing on the body. First we are grinding the welds further down on both sills. I've grinded all of the welds down, but we have a little bit of a problem. With my tools, I can't get it to look quite nice. So now I'm going to prime it with edge primer with a thin layer of it, and then I'm going to put on fiberglass filler and hopefully then it looks nice. Now we are cleaning it, otherwise the filler won't stick to that sill. And now we are spraying a fine layer of primer. After we are spreading the fiberglass filler on the welding seams. And now it looks like that. Now we are grinding down the welds on the driver's side and also put on some filler. Therefore I needed to remove the doors again. While grinding, I watched some videos of Matt Armstrong, as you can hear here.
They get absolutely smashed to bits.
And now we're grinding down the filler to make it smooth. Now it's time for fitting the fenders. Seeing that car with a mounted fender was a relief. Now we are installing the doors again. After fitting both of the doors and fitting the fender again, because I couldn't get to the door connector, it was clear that the sill is straight and all of the gaps are beautiful. Here we put a thin layer of seam sealer on because with my tools it is a little bit tricky to grind it down here. Fender fitting time. It looks so good. I never thought that I could make it look that good. But what do you think? And now we are taking all of the stuff out of the interior. After we are cleaning the carpets a little bit. Looking underneath the carpets, I found a small rust hole, so now we are fixing it. Therefore we need to remove the paint and cut out the old metal. Now we are cutting a patch out of some old good material. Test fit time. And now it fits. Now we're welding. And after we protected new metal. Perfect.